welcome back. Welcome to the podcast. It is Unspoken with Chris Lay, or the Unspoken podcast. You know that I love it when you hear, you know that I love it when you tune in here, and I hope you listened to the previous episode. If you did not, shoot, get out from here, go and listen to the previous episode. Last week was amazing. We did talk about men and relationships. I think I did throw such a tantrum. Yeah, but okay. Today is a new day. It's a beautiful Monday. I hope yours was beautiful. And like I always say, I relate with you. I wish there was that one day in between Monday and Sunday. I wish to, but no. My Monday was very, very tiring today. Work is very tiring as well. I have to navigate life. I have to navigate my work life. I have to navigate, having to give content. I have to navigate just, continuing being a creative, continuing just doing this whole life thing is really tiring. I have to fit in my fitness as well. Yeah, because I dash to the gym in a bit. So, dude, it's not easy. Okay, so today is going to be a very laid back and probably shorter but I love the topic. So we're still talking about my love. Even today it's a issue of my love, but this one is going to be more, you need to think about it. His girlfriend, but for how long? So today we're going to be navigating relationship timelines and how long should you hold on for? How long can you hold on for, right? So, what do you think as a female, as a girl, as a woman, what do you think a relationship timeline, how long do you think a relationship should take? I think that's a question for you. That's a question I'm asking. How long do you think a relationship should last? Okay. And when I say a relationship, I mean how long can you be a girlfriend for, right? And so today, my area of focus when it comes to the ages is I'm talking to a woman who is, you've reached a point in life where you are ready to settle down with a man. You are ready for this thing called growing old with a person. Marriage is not a big deal for you. You're not dilly-dallying, entering a marriage with someone. You're at a firm position of your mind. You're at a firm place. You're like, okay, I'm ready. All of my love. Now we can go Pacific Center. This is the market rather for today. So I'm sorry if you don't relate. Yes, but I can make content on probably different, age group. Maybe if you're a teenager and you're listening to this and you're in high school, this episode particularly is not for you because you shouldn't. I don't think you've reached that stage, and probably if you're in your first year of university or second year, I don't think these are things that are on your mind right now, or should be actually, because you've got other things to focus on. You've got a life to live. I mean, if I'm giving advice to a time frame of a relationship of someone who's in university, I would say go as long as you like, okay? Be a girlfriend, be a university student, do your thing. If you're in high school, be a high school kid, for crying out loud. Hide those messages from your mom. Run when you see your mom come. I don't know if that happens anymore, but you know what I mean? There was running away, okay? There was being scared. There was hiding a phone in the house. Have that. Give yourself that moment to just enjoy each phase as it comes. And so this particular episode for today of his girlfriend, but for how long, is for that girl or that woman who has just reached a point where she's like, I don't want to be a girlfriend for a long time. This episode is for that person who is saying, I think I've been a girlfriend for a long time, but hey, he's not proposing. And it's for that girl who is just like, do Dolomilo. If you've reached that point, then you are in the right place. Yeah, so if it doesn't relate to you, this would also be a good place to just learn a few things, you know what I mean, as we go. And so I am talking about this on this episode because that's the phase and stage that I'm at, period. And I think I came into this stage once I think a year ago. Okay, but it became serious. A year ago, okay, before I broke up with my ex, I remember telling, and we talk about this even now because we have a very platonic relationship. Like me and him are actually very good friends. However, I remember talking to him and having this conversation with him while we were in the relationship. And I said, dude, look, for me, I'm ready. Ololelo. It wasn't a proposal I was giving him. I wasn't saying, will you marry me or anything like that. But I was telling him like, I'm ready to go for the long haul because look, there is really nothing that I'm looking for. There's nothing that I'm waiting for. Like I'm you know what I mean? Like you're not, unlike in high school, there was this Prince Charming. So it starts like this. The evolution starts like this. In high school, because of Disney, of course, and Hollywood, we are fed with this kiss the frog, he will turn into Prince Charming, or leave your sleeper, or drop some books and then this guy will pick it up. I mean, that was me. So you have this Hollywood fantasy and then boom, okay, it happens. All right, it happens. And so you've got this high school phase where, you're like Prince Charming, whatever. Then you enter into university where all you want is just someone to walk you to your room. Oh my God. I remember walking through the streets of Mulungushi because that's where I was. I was by Mulungushi University. I had a very good friend of mine, Blessings. Blessings is actually getting married, man. She's actually getting married she's engaged this year. Yeah, just a few days ago, actually. A few weeks ago, she was engaged. However, my point is, me and Blessings would walk to our rooms, to our dorm, because we used to be in the same room and then we used to be in the same hostel. So we would walk to our hostel from where we were. Maybe we would study from, Mulungushi University had this thing of up school, down school. So our hostels were down school. And so we would walk from up school. Maybe we were studying maybe in Chalavesa Ho or something like that. And then we would walk maybe 21, 22, maybe during 23, because I used to study with her. She would, motivate me to just study. And I just loved being around her because she's a very good friend. Okay. So we would walk, and this was the only dream we had. We were both single. I was 18, I think, and she was 19. And so we would walk down and we'd be talking. We just survived like, you know what? It wouldn't hurt just to have someone even walk us to the room. You know what I mean? So you move from that Prince Charming phase and you just move to a point of any form of affection will do, right? Because it's in the phase, all right? It's in the phase. You're just like, okay, you know what? Any form of affection at this moment will do. But yeah, it's either you get it or you don't. And for some of us, it just didn't come. University for me, my whole 4 years, and also it was interest, honestly. Not that there was really no one pursuing me or anything like that. I just wasn't interested. Yeah, I just really wasn't interested in that kind of thing. But I wanted it. I did desire it to a point, but it just didn't really, you know what I mean, do much for me. Because for me, I was like, no one was giving me a reason enough to date them, in short, okay? So that was my university, all 4 years. But, it was there. I would want to take something as well, once in a while. Like, it wouldn't be so bad. You know what I mean, right? I wanted to be a girlfriend. I wanted to have that experience, okay? So fast forward. You reach a point where then I entered my relationship with my ex-boyfriend, right? And I was a girlfriend now. But then I started to ask myself, okay, now I'm a girlfriend, but for how long? And then I realized that I didn't want to actually be a girlfriend for a very long. I didn't want to be a girlfriend for a long time. I was like, no, I'm not in high school. I'm not a university student. Dude, we are adults. We are grown. We are big. We know what we want from each other. I'm not about to start doing this whole spiritual, the weight. You know what I mean? Where we are literally like, we are literally, probably we are physically attracted to each other, and then we're just, we're holding back on a lot of things. Look, dude, Paul was very clear in the word. He said, if you can't manage, marry. There is no age in which you can marry. Obviously, legally, you need to be married. Like, okay, obviously you can't be below age, of course. But I'm just saying, when you are legal enough to do something like a marriage and there is the right person for it, I think, why then are you wasting time you're wasting time to give yourself opportunity to sin? You understand what I mean, right? Because you will keep having sex. You will keep having sex. It's these couples that are dating 3-4 years. And no, we stayed 4 years. He was my girlfriend, she was my boyfriend, and we didn't have sex, we didn't kiss, we didn't hug. Hey. How you've got the grace? You have the grace. Why are we wasting time? Okay? And so, like I said, what I would be saying to a high school student right now isn't what I'm saying now. Me, I'm talking about there's really nothing keeping you away. When I was in high school, there was something that was keeping me away from boys and whatever. Obviously, it was school, right? And university, obviously, I just didn't want to distract myself, whatever, blah, 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 other issues, whatever. Okay, fine. I'm done with school. I'm probably pursuing now my career. I'm pursuing more to that. I've got this going on. I'm trying to build my life. Now, I'm ready to have a person that I can build my life with. And then this person comes along, right? And then we are dating for 5 years. Excuse me. And on top of it, we are both Christian. And on top of it, Murimu Youth, you are leaders. On top of it, you are out there. Probably every other time you meet with each other, you are falling to sin temptation, and every other day, every other time, you're on your knees crying to God, no, I'm sorry, this, I'm sorry. But you are dating for 5 good years. Doing what? Look, my view on this is, I would rather we are even both single. Because, and look, I'm not trying to make this a physical thing. I know that there is people that actually manage to date for 5 years, 6 years, they're just dating, you know what I mean? Maybe you're 28, waiting for the right time or waiting for the voice. But my point here really is, how long though should you be a girlfriend for? How long can you be a girlfriend for? And I think, and I believe that it shouldn't be for a long time. Okay, for me, I only realized how long I wanted to be a girlfriend for when I actually started dating. And I remember vividly, I told my ex-boyfriend, I said, dude, I'm not ready to be a girlfriend for a long time because I'm set. Like, I'm set. And if you are ready to have me now, have me. And if you're not, then that's a problem. And then I told him, I said, then give me a timeline. Give me a timeline in which when you'll be able to do that. You get what I mean? So already mentally, I'm not even in the space of I'm not in the space that I was in when I was in high school, where it was, I just wanted someone to hold my hand. I just wanted someone to make me feel good or whatever. No, it's a partnership. Who is ready to do life with me? Who has that courage? Who has that base foundation? Who is serious enough to say, Chris, to put his foot down and say, Chris, let's do life together. Here now, let's go. And I think I mentioned 3 types of girls earlier. For me, I'm that one who's, let's go to Civic Center. Why? Because what's there to hold us back? I'm willing to be a girlfriend for not more than a year, maybe at least a year. Time yourself. Especially if you're done with university, or maybe you're in university and someone is looking for a relationship, with you, give them a timeline. Say, okay, okay, but I'm not tell them. Like for me, I think it's something that I've known now about myself, especially that I had because my ex-boyfriend was my first boyfriend. And it's when I realized that I wouldn't want to be a girlfriend for a long time. Because it's a tafika manje, tafika tilipa marire, whereby we're like, it's either credit or better. Meaning, it's either you are ready to take me in. Meaning, you are ready to court me. Like serious courtship. Like we are literally going for counseling and not, we're going for like couples dinners. We're doing the couples therapy. We're, you know what I mean? Like we're making plans for the future. That type of dating is what I want now. And the how long is, it shouldn't even take time. It shouldn't be like 5 years. You're just a girlfriend. 5 years. You are waiting for someone to decide whether or not he's ready to settle with you. Excuse me. 2 years is enough for someone to decide whether they want to be with you or spend the rest of it. Only 2 years is okay. You cannot be dating 5, 6 years. What if a girlfriend? What if a title your girlfriend? There is no switch up. There is no elevation. There is nothing. You're just a girlfriend. Then there is a problem, and there is a big problem, and it can never be me. I am telling you. And so, I think I brought out the Zambian in me. But yes, on a serious note, I know you're his girlfriend. But for how long, right? And I think navigating relationship timelines is very important. And like I said, I'm speaking to a very particular set of women right now. I'm not talking about the engaged. I'm not talking to the people who are married. I'm not talking to the engaged. For me, I'm talking about you who is in the space that I'm in right now. And I'm not talking to you who is in high school, and I'm not talking to you who is in university, okay? But although people have married while in university, people have married immediately after university. I'll give an example, like my friend Gloria. She was dating this guy while in her last year, okay? They were dating. They had been friends for a long time, but get the difference. They were friends for a long time, but they dated like for a space of a year only. And here they are. They had their wedding early this year. And in April, actually, they had their wedding, tied the knot, and now they're Mr. and Mrs. And I remember having a conversation with her, and I was like, babe, I can't believe this is you, because she's younger than me, for crying out loud, right? So she said yes to the call at 22 years old. And she told me, baby, but what was I going to wait for? Yeah, we date for 3 years, 2 years, but chani. And she told me like, okay, babe, you know, when she actually told me that, oh, babe, I'm getting married, I asked her a good question. I was like, okay, do you feel you have made the right decision? And she said, baby, I didn't. All I knew is that this was my person. And he has his flaws, I have my flaws. We come together and we try to make a life together. And so us trying to even date for 3 years, 4 years was not going to make sense. And she said, we'll continue dating in our marriage. And for me, that's what it was. You mustn't exhaust your dating before you marry, and then so that when you marry, you just become a loveless, lifeless marriage. You want to marry your woman. I want someone, anyway, let me speak in first person, not third. I want someone to marry me and continue to date me, continue to court me, continue to regard me as kagelo kandi. In as much as we are married, you're still curious about me, even in marriage, because I think, dude, that's the point I'm at. I'm not out here to play. And I think that's what me and my best friend were talking about the other day. We're like, dude, we've reached a point where we're like, we're not here to play anymore. Because we've been toyed with for so long, and it's like us women, we allow that to happen because I'm waiting, and you are 30, you are 35. and you've been dating this guy since you were 25 and you are waiting for a ring. Every time you talk about marriage, he snaps. You also don't want to talk about marriage because you don't want to seem needy. It's not seeming needy. It's basically so that you know whether you're wasting your time or not. Period. Marriage is not the end goal, but marriage shows a commitment for someone to say, okay, I want to be committed to you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. It's not like, oh, the end of the world, end goal. No. It's just basically someone showing you that I want to take this further with you. And I think that's a romantic thing. So, yes. I think that's what I have to say about navigating relationship timelines. How long should you hold on? I think you should hold on, but have your limit. Draw that line where you are like, okay, Abba, we are clocking 6 years, babe, and I'm still your girlfriend. What's up? Question. Come back. Choosing. Have I been a side chick? It's okay. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to talk about. This has been on my heart for a long time, because I feel like we women, we tend to stay in a relationship for a long time, and you think it's because of how long you've dated that defines how serious you guys are. But trust me, there's people that have dated for a year and they have the most love ever, So yeah. So women, yeah, open your eyes to that. And men as well. I think for men, what I want to say to the men is grow up and be mature about certain things. Like be decisive, be decisive. Many men are not decided with what they want, and so they're still sort of like searching, like, oh, before I settle down, I want to make sure that this is the one, you know what I mean? But one thing that I heard one of my pastors say at church was that if a man knows, he knows. That's all I know. You know what I mean? Like if a man knows, he knows. And if he knows that this is the woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, a man never hesitates. And that's why you've seen men just go down on their knees, and when they are sure, because they know. That's an ability that God has given men. And that's why the Bible says he who finds a wife, men find wives. Men are like wife seekers. A man knows his wife just by looking at her. He knows that this one is my wife. And we can see that in the Bible. We can see that there's that testament. There is that going on. There's that thing. So a man, he knows. He knows. That's why there is that married man who just can't leave his wife no matter how many women he sleeps with. Because he knows. He knows why he married her in the first place. He knows. Right? A man knows. A man knows. One glimpse, one conversation, one date, he's able to say, Aka, I've bagged Chapwa. Especially if he was looking and he was searching and his heart is at peace. If you're a man and you're listening to this, you know what I'm saying. So if you're going to string a woman along and you date her for 6 years, you are stable, but you are for some reason not decided whether or not you want to marry her, leave her alone. Release her. But anyway, thank you so much for indulging in this episode. I hope that it's been on your mind as well. I hope you relate. If it doesn't, share it with a friend who may relate. But this is just something that we can hold on to. This is something that is affecting us in one way or the other. And so, yeah, for me, Chris, it's goodbye. And catch you in the next episode. The next one is the Second Wives Club. Now, that one will be serious because on that, anyway, I don't want to expose the other one, but we'll talk about it in that episode. But anyway, it's been great. Bye.